What's going on? Mr. Dave here on the rock pile. We are getting ready to paint this thing in the background behind me, and so we've gotten rid of all the plastic that was all just thrashed with holes in it. We're putting new plastic down, taping off new areas, and getting it ready basically for the final painting coat. Not a coat, it's painting basically the color we add. So we're going to be doing the painting, and so let's take a walk and check it out. So the whole area has been basically cleaned up. All of our stuff's been removed that was that's not needed anymore. You can see the slide's been finished. I actually took the front end of it and cut it off and jackhammered it off and rolled it back a little bit. It was a little bit more out there than we needed. We've got the waterfall finished up there. Everything's been texture coated. It's had a couple days to cure or more, a week or two for some of these other things we did earlier. Over here in the grotto area, we are textured both inside and out. You can see sort of that lighter color with the that fog coat in there. I haven't power washed this, so I think I'm going to give that a power wash. Our last step last night was this top portion right in this little area, and then the spillway we added more because I didn't get quite a full-on coating on there. And you can see the little balls that are on here, so we usually come back and scrape it to knock down the areas, whoopsie, that are really rough, and we want to make it so it's smooth to the touch, not too sharp, not too harsh. Come here. And little example of that, and you can see right in here it's a little bit rough, so I like to come back, and after I do the texture coat and I blow it on there, I come back and pretty much scrape the whole area to make sure that it's nice and clear of any little spit marks. They also can sometimes get down into the grooves. You want to clean those out, so we scrape those, get them out of there. So I give it a scrape, and then I come back with a brush. I put my trowel down. It's going to roll down the crack again, or off the hill. And I give it a brush, and it brings it all nice, gets it all nice, dials it in. So let's take a walk and check out the inside of the grotto, check out some of the cracks. Well, we'll take a look at the outside first here. What the heck, I'll walk over here and then we'll turn around so you can see some of the details. You can see the coloration on there that we have with the fog coat. You can see the variation in color, sort of the green gray, the creams, or sort of a rose color, I guess you might say. We usually have 3 colors, and so we've added those in here. You can see the crack patterns that are in there as well. Over here you can see how we troweled that out. A little bit of a shadow there, but I made a little bit of an edge. I built that up a little bit so you could actually climb on down here, right here, and then maybe jump in the pool or something. Got a nice big, 2 nice big cracks that are on the sides, on the roof rather, and you can really see the gray green right here, so that's really a nice look. And then you got that cream over here, so it's good to have lots of color in there. Gotta see that. Here's our spillway. This is the area we did just right up on top. This is the area we did on top yesterday, last of the areas that needed texture coat. So this needs to be scraped and scratched with my trowel to soften it down, so there's less of an abrasiveness to the texture. But you can kind of see how we just troweled this in, just cut this in, sprayed it on, and then come back and cut these trowel spots, these crack lines in there, trying to keep them irregular, varied in shape, and that's kind of the idea. Inside we textured out the walls, and so there's interesting things going on. This will all be painted and colored, so it should be real nice. We'll be able to have some nice bleeds coming off some of these areas, especially up in these upper cracks, the top portions. Made a little candle shelf right here, so I can put some candles on top of there, or your brewski or your Coke or something. So this is that one way to texture out the inside of a grotto. You just want to have stuff going on that sort of shows interest and variation and throws the eye off. Remember, the water level is going to be right about here, so that's about 3.5 feet. We have 2 nice big benches, one on this side and one behind me, and then we have one over here behind where we have the rock rolling around. So we create a little pocket right here so you can sit down and chill out. And we have cracks again going up on the inside of this all the way around, and wherever the pegboard came to, you can create a nice crack. And the pegboards tend to give you some kind of a guide, as to where things go. There will be some right angles and stuff, but if you just throw a few cracks across it, as I've done here, you can kind of throw off that boxiness that kind of gets going on with that. Here you see on the top the confluence of all the pegboard pieces coming together, and they overlapped, and so you have this kind of a situation. It doesn't look terrible, you throw some colored fog coat up in there, this cream, some of the gray green in there, and it'll be just dandy fine. Got ourselves a 1-inch feed for light in the future, and we got our skylight. So pretty cool. Have the cracks going on inside the grotto. This is the spillway, but it's the underside of it, and then that's the side of it. So all right, so that's the inside of the grotto. So we will march on out of here, on up to the top, take a look at the top. Well, first we'll look at the back. I guess the back of it, we've got our cracks, we got our valve there, so we can valve down the waterfall so it's not blasting out full speed. Gives you that option. It's nice to have that when you build these features. So there's the spillway right there, and that's going to run in here. Starting pond right here with the drain plug in it. And you can sit along this edge, put your feet in. You could actually sit inside if you're a little one. You could fit in there. Water's going to fill up and then well over and go over this edge and bounce down into the spillway. Go around these little stone bumps and into the pool, which is out here. And we're going to be removing all the scaffolding, of course. Gardner Pool Plastering is going to be putting on some ledger stone all on the raised bond areas that you have here. The retaining wall in the back is going to do that area as well. So this thing's going to be so killer when they get it all done. There you can see the slide. It used to come out another 1.5 feet or so, or maybe a foot. Yeah, probably a foot or so. And I trimmed that corner off and pushed it back. It was sticking out too much. So you can make those modifications. The slide is going all the way up. These plants are going to, no doubt over time, roll over and completely cover up the roof, with like a tunnel kind of an effect. If they trim the bushes that way and let them go, that'll be kind of cool. So pretty awesome. We have another little skylight right there in the grotto roof that gets some venting going on, which is good. We like vents so they can breathe. And then we're taking a walk up the slide. It is going to be awesome possum. Gonna have a nice ride coming around here. There's some small cracks in the cement, but that's okay. We use concrete glue, and this whole thing is going to be getting epoxied, so that is not a problem. We've got our slabs. We made a little deck area down in this spot. So that's really created an area that's now got some purpose and use. You can put some chairs and a little table and stuff and have a little space to hang out. Very, very cool. Gonna cut off these little outlets for the water. We're gonna trim those back with a diamond blade. So there's the slide from up here. You can kind of see how it rolls around. We'll talk a little bit about that from this upper perspective. So you start up here, you get on your slide and you start going. I readjusted the platform, the plane of the slide, and brought it up so it's not so low, so deep. It was too low. You would have been down there in the dirt, and you would have been really going up high because the speed would have been considerable from there. Would have been too much and too unpleasant of a turn, so I kicked it up. That slows the rider down, and so the rider can now more controlled fashion navigate that turn and go down the slide and then end up popping out there in the pool, as you can see from up here. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll stand up here for a second so you can kind of see it from up here. Into the pool you go. So that's gonna be great. Up here's again our concrete slab. We just poured that in place. Create some nice big dividing areas, cracks in the rocks, so the rocks can settle and rotate and shift a little bit around and not crack where you don't want them to. So trying to create those spots. And these are going to be making our stairs that you're going to use to access the slide. And so what we've done is we've done that same thing all the way up and wrapped around that succulent. And so take a walk back here. So the steps are going to just carry around, go on up, and then around up to the top deck there. Over here to my right is the waterfall, our starting point. It's going to begin here, well up through there, dump over, and then go down into that area. So you can kind of see that right below me there. So that is going to be a blast. It's going to be really cool. Drop down in there and then curve around, and we'll walk down and see where it goes down there. But it's going to traverse around the spa, and then part of it will go into the slide trough, and the other part will go down into the swimming pool. Right down here we've hidden the pipe that feeds the slide. That three-way directs the water either to the waterfall or to the slide, so you can reduce either one or both just by shifting it. It'll go to the other. So it comes down right down there where those three little rocks are, and then goes below the dirt across, and you can kind of see that little ridge there. That's the feed actually for the slide. So walking up these steps, I talked about in my other videos, I used real rocks, some nice big stones they had just stuck right to the left, 3 or 4 of them, 5 of them, and they're under the hose for the power washer. But I set those in place in concrete so they wouldn't move. And then when I had the concrete truck shooting the shotcrete on, there's some other ones. They just filled in behind them, and that created, my elevations, or that filled in the elevations that I had already established with the real rocks. You can kind of see them there when you look closely. See their texture and stuff, and the rest I've just faux rocked out. So that worked out super good. Pretty quick, pretty easy. All these are just solid concrete, again separated so they can settle a little bit, and they'll be okay. So you can have your walkway going around that way, and then you can access the slide plus that little area there. So very cool stuff going on here. It's a beautiful day up here in Poway, California, and we have an amazing job site too. It's been wearing my butt out with these stairs that we have. 36 stairs to get to from the top to the bottom that we've had to go up and down. Good workout. Got these gnarly man-eating succulents that are all around. Really nice Beautiful, beautiful big specimen plants, and very pokey and very sharp. So here's the waterfall start from the bottom area. It's going to blast down right there, hit this area, fill up, and then go down these rocks into this pond, which has a drain, and then travel around and end up in the pool. So it's going to be coming right through here, and you want to kind of think about what you're doing. So I made some pinch points. So there's waterfalls, there's squeeze points where the water gets pinched and has to rise up a little bit and shoot out in a different way, so it looks more interesting and more different. So I'm going to travel along that pathway and go into the pool. Very cool, I think. So it's just about done. Looking at the grotto from up here, and the slide that we trimmed off and changed. This is going to come, and this is going to get a complete layer of polyurethane and epoxy, both. Going to do the epoxy first, then come back secondly with the polyurethane per Concrete Solutions recommendation. So we've got our satellites there ready to go. All we need to do is get stuff taped off so it's ready for the color coming in. Got the real rocks here. You can see some of the orangey brown that's in there. It hasn't gotten totally covered from the concrete. That all the work we've been doing, some of that concrete can get on there and it can color it a little bit and tone it down. And but we're pretty close. The real rocks are there. These are faux, so we're dealing with a pretty good match already. You can see right there the color of the real rock before we shotcreted it, and that give it that gray, but gives us something to aim for a little bit. Some of the natural coloring going on and stuff. So it's gonna be so cool. So anyway, hope you like what we've been doing, and look forward to getting this bad boy done. Been working on it for a long time with the rain delays and things of that nature, and but we're getting there. So anyway, Mr. Dave here on the Rock Pile. You can get more information about how we do this at www.davehenderson.podia.com, and we have free PDF downloads there. Some of the things that you want to know how to do right with artificial rock construction, and they're free. You just give me an email and you can download those and check them out, and some videos as well, some mini courses or whatever. A lot of cool stuff going on there. So anyway, hope you're having a great day. If you want to read my blogs, you can go to daverhenderson.com. daverhenderson.com. I got my blogs there, and they're on all kinds of stuff: how to build a pool, how to build a waterfall, and just other stuff, how to start a business and this sort of thing, plus other pontifications. So anyways, hope you're having a great day. Remember to be forgiving and thankful in your life, and you end up being a blessing, not a curse, to people that you come across, and especially your family. So that's a good thing. So anyway, Mr. Dave, hope you're having a great day. God bless you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.